Danny, well, it goes without saying it wasn't the start we wanted at the weekend, but how do you think the guys are responding in these first few days of training since?
Well, I think guys came in first day a little bit peed off, and rightfully so. We set a standard in the preseason, and not just with results, but with our work rates and our care factor, and obviously wasn't the results or the complete performances that we certainly had hoped for. But another day forward here, guys are coming upbeat. We tried to reset guys and make sure that we're not dwelling too much on it. We knew as a group we need to be better for longer periods of time. There's no sense, stewing in your own pity. We're looking forward to another great test this weekend with a tough game in Manchester and then back home to the Steelers.
I'm probably going to say a cliche here, but in many ways, is it maybe useful to you that this is out the way early on so the guys can see, just what it means to play for this hockey club?
Well, yeah, I think anytime you experience adversity early, it does give you room to grow from it. But that's the important thing is you have to. You have to be self-aware enough that, A, you have to be better and where you need to be better. But, like I said, it's funny because I went through both games yesterday, and for large parts of both games, we played good hockey. But unfortunately, 15 minutes of the Cardiff game in the third period, and a good probably 10 to 12 minutes in the Guildford game, we just kind of imploded a little bit. And it was a combination of some individual errors, not managing the puck the right way, and a couple crazy bounces as well didn't go our way. But those things tend to happen when you're not playing the right way and you're cheating the game a little bit. So only have ourselves to blame, and it's only down to us to improve it.
You've played Manchester already, so we know a bit what they're about, but what kind of game are you expecting on Friday?
Hard-working, physical game, especially in Manchester. They play to the confines of that arena, and it's going to be just a simple hockey game, and maybe it's coming at a right time. We talked about in preseason when you're trying to get those rusty habits out of the way, it forces you to play the right way. I think in large parts we did that when we were there, and now a couple weeks forward, still some parts of our game that need to improve, and we need to simplify. And, maybe that helps us get there.
You talked about Sheffield in an earlier answer. Again, what strengths are they going to pose? They've got some guys back, but they have been through a little bit of change. Where do you see their strengths this year?
Well, I think they've got a little more size and physicality on the back end. Great goalie duo, and probably a little bit more speed up front as well with adding guys like Pooh and Tate as well. So, they're deep, they're balanced. So going to be a tough ask. They're obviously going to be, battling for every trophy and have aspirations too, just as we are. So, we'll put our focus on Manchester first and foremost, and then we'll turn our attention to Sheffield. But we expect two very difficult games.
Just going back to Sheffield because it's the next home game. As we sit here now, only a few hundred tickets left for that game. It's basically going to sell out. How much is that? Do you think the players will look forward to playing in that atmosphere? Yeah,
as usual, they'll be ecstatic. But one thing we spoke about today is when teams come into our rink, they enjoy playing here as well, with the atmosphere anyway and the environment that it brings. So, here at the Motor Point, we gotta be ready for teams bringing their best hockey against us. It's like I said, I'm excited to see how our group responds. Right? We got trying to think of a word without cursing, but we got put in our place on the weekend, and it's a good test for us early to see how we respond and see what we got in that dressing room.
You talked last season about making this a fortress and a difficult place to come. That was something you said very early on. And by and large, last year, you won the majority of the home games. How important is that? I know it's an obvious question, but just how important is it to make an arena somewhere where teams almost, like you say, they'll enjoy coming here, but you want them to fear coming here, surely?
Yeah, it's vital to, and what I mean by enjoy coming here, the arena itself, the atmosphere, but, in terms of on the ice, we want to be tough to play against. And when I mean tough, I mean, hard forechecks, tracks, hounding pucks, playing in the hard areas like that. That's team toughness. you know, it's you know, and then our speed, our skill. It's tough to play against at times when we're switched on and we're finding that balance between playing the right way and using our ability to make plays and score goals. That's tough to play against as well. So, you know, it's just finding that balance for us. And I think the biggest thing for us is still got some guys finding their feet, had a late start to camp, but also, you know, getting rid of those big mistakes. The big mistakes, they cost you hockey games. They cost you momentum. They cost you hockey games. And ultimately, we got to clean those up because there's been quite a few of them early on here, obviously this past weekend, but there was a few in preseason that we didn't rid ourselves of, you know, when we got to the real thing. So, yeah, just got to get rid of those as well.
Appreciate you joining us, Danny. Thank you.
Thank you.